So let's begin now. Just let me confirmation that my PDF presentation is visible. Anyone? So it's a session on achieving problem solution fit and product market fit. The question arises, why are we focusing on these two terms? What is its role and why and how it is important? So I will take you to the next part. You might know these products. These are the famous products you might be knowing. You can reply or respond on the chat about which is the first product and which are the second product. And then you will say that all of them are very popular and all of them are very famous. Now, why it is so and what are the reasons behind it? The answer to it lies in what is going to be discussed in today's session. Yes, the first one you can say that it's an iPhone, and the second one you can say it's a Google. That is the products of Google. Now, both of them, since they are invented or since they have came into existence, they can be treated as a product, but they are the most successful product. We can say like that. Don't we think so? Definitely, we can say that these two are the most successful product. Now, why those are the two most successful product? Because they have handled the two clauses which are very much required for an individual to make his idea into a product, and that is designing a problem solution fit, and the second one is the product market fit. Both of them are essential. The reason behind this is, you know that Nokia, when the phones came into existence, were very much popular, but due to its rigidity of not gaining the innovation, not changing its flexibility and other parts, it was not able to cope up with the market. And in the smartphone region that you see now, Nokia is nowhere. Similarly, there were search engines that were analogous to Google, but Google has gone quite further in from those quite further from those. Just a minute. मीटिंग चालू आहे माझी ऑनलाईन. मीटिंग चालू आहे. मीटिंग चालू आहे. नाही. Okay, sorry for that interruption. So, Google has gone a lot further than its what you say, than its other competitors in general, if we found out to be. So, moving on further, again, can anyone tell about this? In the chat box? In the chat box, anyone can reply, or you can unmute and reply. The first one is the Amul butter, and the second one is the Bisleri bottle. Now, yeah, but many water bottles are being present, but still we say, when we want a packaged drinking water, we say give us Bisleri. Now, why it is so? Because the designing part, the aspect part, and all those part of these products are invented in such a manner that they have become popular. And the two things that are being discussed in today's session are the most important questions, the most important problems that the startup companies face when they are trying to deliver their product. That is the most situation that they face. So, for understanding this, there are things that are to be understood. That is, we should know what a product is, then we should know the different aspects regarding the products. Then we should go into the design considerations, design aspects of the product. After that, you can go for the problem solution fit and product market fit. So how to fit up in these two entities, that we will see. So we will go first one by one. So what is a product? So a toothpaste, a brush, or any particular thing can be product. So it's an article or substance that is manufactured or refined for sale. So you can think of any product that is there, that is being manufactured, not naturally available, and if it is naturally available, then there is some kind of process that is done on it, and then it is available for the selling purpose. Or you can say that it's a thing or a person that is the result of an action or a process. A thing or a person that is a result of an action or a process. So, can you list out any three popular products apart from that which I have shown you in the? Can you list out any two or three products apart from that which I have told you in the previous slides? You can reply in the chat box. I will take 1 minute of time for that. You can reply about the product that you know which are popular apart from which I have told you. Okay. So the product may be your smartphone, the product may be your two wheeler, the product may be an Ola bike, the product may be a Windows operating system, and likewise. So then what is design? So decide upon the look and functioning of a building, garment, or any other object by making a detailed drawing of it. A simple thing. The hero cycle that was being functioning, hero cycle that was being functioning 20 years back, and hero cycle that is designed latest. Which one will you prefer? The latest one. The reason, the designing has changed, the aspects has changed, the detailings are there. Then similarly, if there is a building or if there is your product, that is an engine, then that engine, if the details of it are not able to show on a 2D canvas, then you use the help of the prototype or model based softwares, and then you design it to get into the detail aspect of it. Yes, so that is the part that you have to take into consideration. Okay, so it's a plan or a drawing produced to show the look and the function or workings of a building, garment, or other object before it is made. So, what are the aspects of design? Now, this is an important part. What are the aspects of a design? So, there comes the human, there comes the three entities. One of them is the human, one of them is the functionality, one of them is the form. So I have a question for all of you. You can answer in yes or no. Yes, Sunil Chaudhary has raised hand. Any query? I have a question for all of you. If I am have an air condition at my home and it is not working or it is not giving me the proper cooling effect, then will I keep it? Yes or no? You can reply in the chat box. No. Similarly, if I am filling a petrol on a petrol pump and he gives me a bucket of petrol, will I accept it? Definitely not. Then there is a train at the railway station, but somebody says me that it is a bus. Will I accept it? No. The reason is the function means the functionality that the product performs, the functionality that is the input and output product of a product. Process is hidden. Process is hidden from the user or the customer, you can say. But what is seen to him is, if an air condition is there, it should perform its functionality. If a pump is there, it should perform its functionality. If an air cooler is there, it should perform its functionality. If a television is there, it should perform its functionality. If a keyboard is there, it should also perform its functionality. That is confirmed. Similarly, the human aspects is there. Now we visit different banks ATM, but still we find that some banks ATM are very much simple. Why? There comes the user interface design part. All of you like phone pay, but nobody likes Bheem. That is Bharat Human Interface, which is the UPI app. Many of you will prefer Paytm, but many of you will say, okay, phone pay is a good interface. Why? The human's perspective of communication and all those part play an important role over there. So that's why it is said communication design, design thinking, and industrial design. So what is the functionality, what type of form shape you can give? Apart from that, that you can collaboratively understand, and that is the aspects of the design that are there. Is it okay? So that is the part that you have to think into the consideration. Now to understand this, I have a 7 minute of video. If time permits, I would play that. If time permits, I would play that. That is the stick that the policemen have with them while performing their duty. How the design of that stick is being done after a picture that appeared in a newspaper, that is being shown in that. That is the aspect of it. So how that was being changed. So why the design is important? So its utility, its peculiarity, its distinguishing feature, its ergonomic, its safety, its unique selling proposition, and the part of marketing strategy. So these are the some features that are related to design. So just observe this. Just observe this and tell me what is done over here. This image. So if you see, it's a vessel where your plants are being kept. It's a vessel where your plants are being kept. Now, what happens generally when we keep the plants in the balcony region, there is a danger or an accident can occur that the plant pot or the vessel can fall due to some irresponsibility or due to some factors. So how to avoid that? So that's a design consideration, innovation that is being made. That's a design innovation that is being made so that a flower pot remains safely in your balcony. If you observe it, it has been made to sit, or the it is a type of notch. That notch is there on the balcony fence, if you observe it. So that's a safety aspect of the design that is being taken into consideration. So in that way, there are different aspects that you can think of. Similarly, then what are the steps that are involved in the engineering a product through the design? So we have the ideation, that is conceptualization, or we have the rough sketches that can be drawn on canvas, that can be drawn on sheets, or that can be drawn on with the help of different tools available for designing purposes. Then we have the design proposals. So in that design proposal, what is it? So these are the key aspects that are considered while we are going for the design proposal. So there are the questions that are to be asked. What do we want to do and why? What is the best and feasible in what we want to do? And how are we performing? So it's a very simple. So if we have to start up with an idea, suppose as a software part, I want to build an application that would bring all the payment gateways at one slot. That is done by Bharat Pay, if you observe. That is done by an app, Bharat Pay, that you observe. But apart from that Bharat Pay also, what I can do? So for that purpose, while designing, I would have to take into consideration the three concepts. The first concept is portfolio management. That is, what do we want to do? हमें क्या करना है? ये चीज़ें उसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. उसके बाद what is the best and feasible in what we want to do? So what can I do it? How can I do it? What is my best possible part that I can do it? And next one is the project management. Means once it is done, how will I verify it? How will I take its detailed survey? And how will I control that what is actually being prepared, how it is going on? So all these comes under the design proposal. Then comes your feasibility analysis. So it just as the cricket match where we can say that when a data is available, depending upon the data, the performance of an cricketer is being analyzed. But over here for a product, we can say that a product of a Patanjali, a product of a Colgate, a product of Procter and Gamble, a product of Godrej, in the category of home, in a category of utensils, in a category of home decorators, in a category of industrial product, how it varies. So it completely depends upon the feasibility analysis that includes capacity utilization, the supply and demand, the site analysis, the market feasibility, the competition, and the financial analysis that is being taken into the consideration. Next, an important part for any product is feedback. Next, an important part of any product is feedback. Now, suppose a product is being launched and it is being promoted. It's a good marketing strategy to promote a product. It is being promoted by a celebrity or a person that has some, what you say, a person that has some impact. For example, you say uh, the deputy chief minister of Maharashtra is promoting an agro product. Ex deputy chief minister of Maharashtra is promoting an agro product. What actually happens is, being a follower, being an of that, you buy that product. But will that product be successful only on that part? No. Initial period it would be successful, but in consistency or in long distance, how it would be consistent? So the feedback that is there for your product is very much important, and that feedback lies on the feedback that is provided by the end user's perspective, that is the user which is utilizing, what is his perspective in the form of that product. Then the different types of tests that are carried out on that product to accept and observe the ground level acceptability of that product. For example, if you have a Patanjali toothpaste and if you have a Patanjali Dantamanjan, it is clear cut evidence that after some test you will get the acceptance level of what is the acceptance level of the Patanjali toothpaste or the Patanjali Dantamanja. Similarly, if you observe, there is a drastic change in the products that are being driven by certain companies. For example, the best one is the Britannia Good Day biscuit. If you observe the Britannia Good Day biscuit, every 2 to 3 years or even a time span of 8 to 9 months, the design component of the smile on having a Good Day biscuit is changing. What is the reason for it? It has something to do with improving the reach of the products. Improving the reach of the products. So that is the part. And sometimes you can say that the it can be discouraging also. So coming to the part now, what do we mean by market fit? So market fit is nothing but understanding the market need, that is the product that we are bringing or we are trying to bring out, is there generally a need in the market? Because there have been certain failures of the products which I will discuss in the coming slides. That is the reason why, because they were not market fit, and the product must fit to its value for the end user. For example, nowadays smartwatch are popular. Why those are popular? Because smartwatch are easily available to you at a price range of less than 10k, that is 10,000. I have a question. If a smartwatch will cost you 25k or more, will the popularity of the smartwatch increase or decrease? You can reply in the chat box. If its price, average smartwatch price goes on to 25,000, will its popularity increase or decrease? Any reply on the chat box? Similarly, if I say that the product of LG is the best television in the 43-inch category, but the ratings or the customer feedback for that product are very much less, then will that product be successful? That product, there might be a part that is not to be successful. Then continued innovation. So for you to understand the continued innovation, I will just tell you to observe a product that you are using regularly since your childhood or since you know what market is, and you observe the changes in that product. The best example that I can give you is the two-wheeler of Hero motorcycles or Hero Motocorp. How, or you can say the Bajaj Pulsar bike. How, due to the changes and innovation in its design, it has maintained still its popularity. But the same thing didn't happen with the Tata products. Now they are changing and making into that comeback. But since they didn't did the innovation part on that channel, they lack something. And the timing of the product must be right. That is the another scenario or the situation that has to be considered. And the worst example of this for going wrong timing is the Google lens. No, sorry, the Google glass, not the lens. Or the Google, what you say, goggle. That is the part. So if you observe some of the case studies that are failed. So these are the part. Nokia, then the Windows Vista OS, then this I referred, the Google. It was an innovation that was much ahead of its time, but the supporting factor were not that much. That's why it got failed. Then the Tata Nano. Somebody might have uh, asked me why I have put in this. So when this car launched, basically, it was a commitment that this car would be launched and will be available with a price range of 1 lakh or maximum 1.5 lakh. But what happened with it is, due to the customer feedback, due to some another factors, and when they made it on a higher level, it started to cost as much as a normal car. So that's why what happened, the production of these models got closed. And if somebody has to buy a new car, and then somebody has to take, okay, you have a luxury car but you have a Tata Nano, so that feedback and all those part also, that led to the declining of this product after initial growth that it made. So then comes to the problem for which we are having the session today. So what is a problem solution fit? So it refers to the relationship between a problem that needs solving and the solution that addresses that problem. So I am again repeating the statement. So what is a problem solution fit? So it refers to the relationship between a problem that needs solving and the solution that addresses the problem. So what we can say is that it's about finding a solution to a problem that our potential customers have. So we have one problem that has been identified, that is, we want a green and clean environment. If the garbage, if the garbage at our home can be recycled and converted into a compost manure, then it would be the ideal solution to sustainability and environment flexibility. But still, the perfect solution to this problem is not available. It's still going on. So that is an example of it. So why it is important? It is essential because it helps us to ensure that the product or the service addresses a real problem that our potential customers are having. So what was our problem? What was our problem of internet connectivity? That we were lagging the bandwidth. So the solution was made, the 4G spectrum was there, the 5G spectrum was there, accordingly the devices were there, and then we had the real problem solved in somewhat way, and because of that we can, in the lockdown period also, in the COVID-19 pandemic situation also, we were able to sustain and carry out our works and things. Then you need to have a good problem solution fit to avoid developing a product or a service with a clear purpose or value proposition. Simple thing. The Apple has developed its smartphone, but does anybody has the utilization? Does anybody has the design that is made available? Does anybody has its configuration that is available? That the Apple can use. And to add to that part, कि why Apple is being successful now. Earlier, there was a query that Apple phones are only with a single SIM card. So they changed it. They changed it since they saw, sorry, excuse me, since they saw in the analysis that the declination is there, they immediately changed it and launched the dual SIM phones. Also launched the color effect in that. So that is the way, that is the thing, the achievement is there. And why I am telling you this, because if you have a strong problem solution fit, you can have a better acquisition, then you can have the better retention, and you can have the higher customer lifetime value. Higher customer lifetime value, which are important for any industry to sustain, which are important for any industry to have its grow in form. Then, so now how do we determine if we have a problem solution fit? So first and foremost is conduct customer research. So if anybody knows, in our region, there was a survey done by a company. If anybody remembers, they have gone to our homes also and they have given us a product that was comfort fabric. If anybody remembers. So what was they before launching? They had a customer research, and do you require your fabric to have a essence type material, just as you use the fabric perfume or the deodorant or the perfume for your own self? Does your clothes require the same part to avoid some of the smell sometimes that are stuck with your clothes in case of undue detergent, less detergent, or some other part? So the survey was being carried out, it was analyzed, and then immediately after that survey was done by those people, in 10 days there was an advertisement of this product on the television channel, and the product is also available in our nearby market. So this is the way they are going on. And then in similar constraint with the intellectual property parameters and all those parts, then the competitors arises and all those things go. So that is the part that you have to think. Then always remember that whatever we have prepared is valuable, and that can be on-site done with your feedback and also testing with a small amount of customers with properly. Then also by tracking the different types of customer metrics so as to get the retention and problems identified. So what are the examples of it? So Spotify. Now, is there anyone who uses Spotify? You can raise your hand. Anyone who has used Spotify or is using Spotify? What it is? Any person who is using Spotify platform? If it is, then you can tell. So it's a brilliant example because it has captured the market of different online music platforms providers that were there. So that is there. So it identified the problems of music fan base, the difficulty of finding and listening to new music, and they developed and validated a solution by conducting market research and testing. So you on Spotify, you have the podcast. On Spotify, you have each and every details. In Spotify, you have the perfect information about a music track, and plus it also keeps a track that who is listening to the music, from where that music is listened, and who is also reproducing the music. Another one is Tesla. The environmental impact of gasoline powered vehicles. Those who are being there with the mechanical, petrochemical, and automobile background. They know more. So they developed a solution electric vehicles that are environment friendly and efficient. Tesla validated their solution by conducting market research and testing their vehicles with a small group. And now Tesla is there launching in India soon, providing very much in the EV section, that is the electrical vehicle section. So that is sums up the first part. Then comes the second part. What is product market fit? So the first one was the solution fit. Now let's move on to the market, that is the targeted area. So it's simple now. If you go in a market and you want to have samosa, now if somebody, you are going for the first time, if somebody says two samosas for 10 rupees and somebody says one samosa for 10 rupees, you see the quantity factor is almost similarly, quality factor is almost same way. So definitely you go towards 10 rupees to samosa. That is a human factor, human mind. That is, you cannot change it. Then again, if you say, give me a biscuit product, you always say how much that product costs. It's cost 10 rupees. So a Parle biscuit product of 10 rupees in today is of 80 grams. 5 years back, it was of 175 grams. 10 years back, it was of 250 grams. Did they change the product size, sorry, product value? No, because they knew that the customer feedback is customer always ask me for 10 rupees biscuit packet. So that is the survey, that is the part, that is the condition when you go for a product market fit. And there are certain things, certain companies which are very much fit in this part. So product market fit refers to the extent to which product is successful in specific market. It is not about solving a problem, but it is also about delivering value to customers that meets their expectation and the market needs. So what are the key characteristics? The product is meeting the market needs and target market. The product is competitive in the market, and the product is generating revenue and profit for me, definitely. So these are the things that you have to take into consideration. Now, why is product market fit important? So the reason is, according to the CB insights, 35% of the startup fails because there is no market need for their product. Yes, definitely. So what is the part that I want to tell you is, if I already have if I already have a product that is well established in a toothpaste market, I also have a product on the Ayurvedic base which is also well established in the market, and then I introduce a new product in the same category, then will it be successful enough as a new product? Definitely not. That is the part, that is the thing that you have to take into consideration while thinking of that. So that is mentioned that because of that, many of the startups have failed. With a product market fit, a product may gain traction and be profitable in long term. On other hand, if product market fit will be strong, then it will get received customers and will be able to grow and scale successfully. The best example of it is when Jio launched its 4G services, the other competitive telecom partners discredited, but Airtel, with its strategy of collaborating different services together, is sustained and is now a competitive partner or a competitor for a Geo in the telecom industry. So achieving a product market fit is not one time event, it's a continuous process that requires ongoing market search and product development. So that is a definite part, because every day you have a new competition, every day there are different entities, every day you have to look out what are the sustains, what are the needs of the customer that your market or that your market is availing, but your product is not being able to provide to you. Yes. Then, how to determine if you have a product market fit? So, a simple way of determining a product market fit is the user feedback. That is the most and important part. If a user gives the feedback that this is the best product, please use it, automatically your products gain popularity, automatically the things go on. The user feedback is the most important part. Then secondly, the users adoption, how quickly the user adapt to your product. For example, when patanjali launched when Patanjali products launch, in comparison to the existing product, it required some time. But now the situation is that in certain categories, the existing products are being replaced by the Patanjali products in some categories, not in all categories. This is because of the users adoption policy. Then how do you determine? So again, you have the market demand, then the competitor activity, and definitely the financial performance. So if your product is generating revenue and profit, then it's a good sign and you are able to sustain the financial. If your competitor is reacting to your product similarly, why? When Airtel launched this activity of Airtel Extreme, then you had the Tata Blinch and Jio also came up with its application. So that's a good part, that your competitor activity is there, means your product is gaining. Okay. So then what are the examples of a product market fit? So this is the best example, Google, and I don't need to tell you anything about this. You can understand that you cannot do anything today without using your Google product, because each of your phone is driven by your Gmail account, and each individual, even if doesn't have 1 rupee by his own, but will have a Gmail account for which it's a free of cost, but Google has its all data, and that's why Google has made it the product market fit environment, and no competitor is there. Another example is Apple. Apple has achieved in 6 because if you want, you have the Apple iPods, you have the iPhones, you have the iPad, which are products which are there to develop specific needs of the target market, because the market of Apple on its own is definitely different. So it's a product market fit category product, that is Apple. So what are the differences now? Let me zoom in this. If it's visible, I think. Yeah, it's visible. Okay. So the key differences is customer feedback for problem and sales data and market research. Both of them are important. Both of them are to be used, and the problem solution would be for short time. Once you develop a product based on solution, it's okay. But for market fit, for the market fit part, you have to continuously sustain, because the market research has to be done continuously. So to conclude, on my part on this seminar, that is, determining problem solution fit is crucial during product development and early customer testing stages. In contrast to that, product market fit should be evaluated over a long period after the product has been launched and is being actively sold. But both the problem solution fit and problem market fit can be evaluated through customers' feedback, usage data, and market research. And for an startup company or a business to be successful enough, it is that it is must that the both things for a product should be taken into consideration. So that's it from my side. If you have any queries, any questions related to this, I am open for answering those questions. Thank you. I would wait for your questions for 2 to 3 minutes. The feedback link for today's session is being posted in the chat box. Please do fill it.